taking you with me, we can just keep our histories to ourselves. We haven't seen the world. So you don't tell anyone about your condition.
My name's Frank.
Why bother going on?
For family.
I'm not family.
Cargo.
You know what's out there.
Sooner or later, there'll be raiders. They'll come at night, quiet and armed.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
Call Joel.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of The Last of Us, Season 1, Episode 3. The show is getting better and better, I have to say. I was very impressed with this episode, but first I'm going to cover what the game done the story differently. So I'm going to cover the game first, and then we will talk about the TV show, and it done a superb job of telling a much better story of Bill and Frank. Okay, in the game, after Tess is killed, Ellie and Joel make their way through the city, and you start experiencing booby traps set up by Bill. And obviously when you finally find Bill after Joel's been caught in one of his traps and almost dies, and Ellie and Joel manage to fight off a horde, kind of, a few zombies, or a few zombies, whatever you want to call them, and then Bill turns up and saves Joel. Now in the game it's very different. You don't see Frank in the game. Well, you do. He's dead. He's hanging up on the roof. Well, not the roof, but the ceiling. Yes, tied up. You know what's he done? He's committed suicide. He's left a note for Bill and Joel. If you can miss this in the game, Joel finds the note. He reads the note, and it actually goes into the fact that it doesn't really say in the game whether they were in a relationship. Bill just says his partner. So you can take that as it goes, but then it goes into the story that Frank actually hated Bill. He didn't like him. Joel pockets the note, and when you go up to Bill, you can actually give the option to give Bill the note. If you do, Bill reads it, chucks it on the floor, opens the shutter, and then you push out you push the car out, and then you push start the car. Obviously there's another story of going to get the battery with Bill, and you go to the school and there's a battery inside a truck. You meet your first bloater there, and then you have a boss fight with the bloater. In the show, the story's told much better through flashbacks, and literally almost the whole episode is dedicated to Bill and Frank's relationship. Yes, they were in a relationship, a very good relationship, and obviously Frank falls into one of Bill's traps, and Bill decides to rescue him. He's been living as a recluse for 4 years, and he hasn't experienced any form of human touch or relationship with anybody. He's just shut it out, and this allows a very good relationship to build between the two characters. You see at first Bill's very uneasy. He's only ever had one sexual relationship before with a woman, but obviously this relationship develops into a relationship with Frank. They are very well suited. There's a beautiful scene when they first meet, and he cooks the meal and he serves him wine. Apparently my wife said this wine's disgusting. I'm not a wine drinker, but it's a very expensive wine that Bill shares. And then you get the story coming with Joel and Tess visiting them and start offering them supplies. Bill is very reluctant, but obviously Frank is craving for a relationship with a friendship with other people, not a relationship, but friendship with other people, and he misses this. But Joel warns Bill that people will come, and they will be armed, they will be silent, and halfway through the episode people do come, but Bill and Frank manage to fight off the intruders. And obviously with Bill's traps, which Bill is amazing at making traps. This guy was 100% prepared to live in the world that was created by the virus outbreak, or by the cordyceps outbreak. It's not a virus, it's done through flour at first. So this builds on Bill's and Frank's relationship, and then it adds like a time gap jump where Frank is sick, and then obviously Frank asks Bill to assist in the suicide. Now, the show could have done two things here. It could have gone for the really not so good ending with Bill surviving and Bill maybe then helping Ellie and Joel, get a battery, but it doesn't. And it's beautiful. The ending is really touching. Bill decides that he's going to commit suicide with Frank, and they are going to leave, go to the bedroom and just technically just fall asleep together. Guys, this episode, it's amazing. There's not much action, but it's very well written, it's beautifully written, and it's so much better than what they told in the game. If one story could have been improved from the game to the show, it's this one, okay? And they had the room to change it, and they did. And the writers, the directors done a fantastic job with this episode. There was the ending part, obviously, in the game. Ellie, Joel and Bill go to the school to get the battery, but in this, Joel goes there, and of course Bill's got all the equipment to make a battery. He would have, yes. This man was collecting long before the outbreak. So Joel makes a battery, and Ellie is like, wow, we have water, I'm going to take a shower, and Joel, you're going to take a shower too. So, and then they put on a costume at the ending. Their clothes they wear much more accurately represent what they wear in the game. And to me, the ending, everything in this episode fitted perfectly. Now, yesterday when I was talking to my wife, I said I would score this episode a 10, but I don't know if I can. You know, it was perfect, but I don't know. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to give it a 9.9, but I'm also going to give it my seal of approval. Now, if I can't quite give it a 10, I will give episodes a seal of approval to just say that this episode is special, but I kind of want more. There's more episodes to come, and if the show's going to get better, I can't give it a 10, but at the end of the season I will go over all the episodes again in one episode, and then I will tell you which ones I will give maybe a 10. Okay, so at the moment this is going to rest at a 9.9. Guys, I hope you enjoyed talking about this. I had things in it, clips to break it down a little bit, but anyway, thank you guys, thank you for another episode. It's an amazing show. The world and the fan base are loving it. I don't see any negative reviews. There's been a few about, obviously, homophobic views on it, which I'm not going to go into because I don't agree with this. People can fall in love. Doesn't matter who with, you know. So, guys, thank you again for another episode. Please wait out for the next episode next week. It will be on a Wednesday because I'm working again. So, thank you again, and goodbye. Like, subscribe, do what you want. Just enjoy my channel, and please come back to it. Thank you and goodbye.